All right. Hey guys, this is Jan from DoraHacks, and today I'm super happy to welcome you to the opening ceremony of the V4 Hookathon, PancakeSwap x Brevis. It's the first hackathon of PancakeSwap and Brevis on DoraHacks, and the V4 Hookathon aims to push the boundary on what's possible with the PancakeSwap V4 hooks. So we hope that developers are developing groundbreaking hooks and to enhance the functionalities and address existing challenges. And also hackers, they will leverage the Brevis CK processor to create solutions that are innovative, technically robust, and user-friendly. But you will learn more about it today in this session and also in the upcoming workshops. For us, DoraHacks, it's super exciting to support this hackathon. And for those who don't know me yet, I'm Jan, I'm with DoraHacks, and I will be not only hosting this opening ceremony, but probably also some of the other upcoming workshops and sessions. The hackathon is officially starting from today until the 30th of September. And key dates to keep in mind is the opening ceremony today. Then there's on the 9th of September a workshop on V4 hooks, how to create them. And then on the 30th of September, there will be the submissions will close and the finalists are getting announced on the 7th of October. And from the 10th to 17th of October, there will be demos of the finalists. And finally, the winners, they will be announced on the 24th of October. So for today, at this opening ceremony, we will go through the hackathon details itself, about the vision of this hackathon, like what's the expectations, and also like sharing some ideas what could be built during this hackathon. And then later I will also share more about how to join this hackathon and what are the entry requirements and how to submit a project. And then at the end, we will do a AMA and question session. So for the audience, if you do have like any type of questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section, either on YouTube or Binance Live, and we will get them answered directly here. So with that being said, it's like the first event of the V4 Hookathon, and developers will be able to submit their projects from today. And we will go into the details of this hackathon very shortly. But overall, I wanted to say how excited we are to host this hackathon in conjunction with PancakeSwap and also Brevis, giving developers the opportunity to build core innovation related to PancakeSwap v4. And it's also super exciting to have this 40K prize pool for the top submissions. And before we're getting more into the details, I would like to welcome my co-hosts for this opening ceremony, Chef Momo, product manager of PancakeSwap, and also Michael Tang, co-founder of Brevis. So please take the word and share some thoughts about the hackathon.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Yan. I don't think we need to pull out the slides just yet. Let me just remove it from stage for now. Momo, do you want to go first, or should I?
Yeah, sure. So, quickly introducing myself, I'll keep it short. I'm Chef Momo, product manager at PancakeSwap. I'm currently managing the upcoming protocol upgrade, which is PancakeSwap v4, which is set to launch soon. And I'm excited here to be here for the hackathon opening ceremony and look forward to seeing a lot of innovative projects that will come out of this event. So, yeah, look forward. I think we'll discuss more details about the hackathon and what we're expecting and what the developers could build on this ceremony.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you, Momo. Great to meet you again, and great to meet everyone online here. I'm Mo. I'm a co-founder of Brevis, and we are super excited to collaborate with PancakeSwap team and Chef Momo on launching this very, very first batch of V4 Hookathon. And for Brevis, if you don't know what Brevis does, Brevis is something called a ZK coprocessor. It basically enables you to have your smart contract read and compute on any type of historical blockchain data, such as events, such as transactions, or such as states. So once you have that type of access, a lot of interesting things can be built. And one of the most important category of these is actually data-driven DeFi. You can inject and use a lot of data insight to drive and customize behavior in your DeFi protocol. And we're very, very excited to work with PancakeSwap because PancakeSwap is leading the way to build this new modular DeFi stack for DEXs, so that the DEX developers and builders and pool launchers can have very, very customized functionalities through the Hook-based V4 architecture. And there are a lot of exciting things to be shared through the course of the hackathon during workshops and everything. But I'm sure that we can kind of have a fun hackathon together. I'm happy to kind of give a quick introduction overall about how Brevis works, and also just like how it can work with PancakeSwap. But maybe we can do that after getting through some of the logistics of this hackathon.
Okay, so I think that's quite interesting, and maybe we can start with the logistics of this hackathon first. Let me share my screen. So that's like the DoraHacks submission portal, and on here you find like all the, or I think that's like the information hub. So like on here you find the most important information about this hackathon, such as like the purpose, why it should build on PancakeSwap v4 with the Brevis ZK processor. And then there's also more information about the tracks. There will be only an open track, which has 5 different prices. So the first price is 12,000, the second one 10,000, the third one 8,000, and the follow-ups are 6 and 4K. And maybe we can go through the potential ideas. Not sure like how we should go through it, but there will be maybe Chef Momo, you could share a bit more about what you would like to see, some potential ideas besides what's listed on there.
Yeah, sure. So, I think we can broadly categorize the ideas into 2 main areas without being very prescriptive about these specific ideas. The first category includes applications that leverage historical data. So, like Mo mentioned, Brevis has the capability to kind of enable historical data querying for the smart contracts. So, so leveraging historical data and then building on top of PancakeSwap v4 using hooks. This could kind of enable a lot of use cases such as incentivization programs to exclusive user access, where the past behavior or the data on chain drives customized experiences and rewards. And the second category focuses on the applications that preserve the privacy while maintaining the trustlessness. So again, using ZK proofs on hooks, for instance, active liquidity managers or asset managers could use ZK proofs to protect the IP of their algorithm, while the users could still verify and trust the outcome. So yeah, I mean, these categories kind of provide a foundation, but we encourage the developers to think creatively and push the boundaries of what's possible. So yeah, that's broadly it on my side.
Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. So I would also like to see a lot of new innovative projects and products that are new, that push the boundaries, and also are useful in all types of like senses. Also here you can see different ideas like liquidity incentivation, active liquidity managers, market making bots, exclusive access pools, KYC enabled permissioned institutional tools, yield manager, loyalty privilege. So I think overall, like hooks enable a lot of new functionalities, and like in the end, intents are very exciting, and hopefully we're gonna see a lot of cool projects at this hackathon. Yeah. In terms of the price distribution, that's something I mentioned just now. There's like a a stunning 40K prize pool for the top projects, and if the judging criteria and eligibility is met, then it will be distributed. So later we will also, for now we're going to look at the judging criteria that's important in order to qualify for a prize. What's important, so like the overall ecosystem impact and integration. So how well the hooks enhance the PancakeSwap v4 ecosystem, and also integrations with existing features are important. The innovation and originality. So how unique the solution is, if it's just like a copy paste of some existing solution. I think it's very important to have new solutions in very novel and effective ways. Then the technical excellence. So in terms of your code, make sure that there's like high quality code, it's robust in terms of the implementation, and make also sure that your GitHub repo is open source. Yeah. Next, the usability and user experience. So there it's important how user-friendly and accessible the solution is for developers, but also to end users. Web3 does have a lot of products that are not very user-friendly. So make sure that yours is very user-friendly. It's easy for developers to integrate, to use, but also for users. Then the scalability and performance. It should be scalable, and yeah. So in the end, it should make sure that it can onboard the next million users without any issues. The completion of the implementation. So the judge is going to verify if the implementation is complete. That means like the hook smart contracts and also the off-chain Brevis CK processor components, they need to be complete, and the business logic and the gateway as well. And then the end-to-end functionality, it is assessing the implementation and the end-to-end functions. That means that it includes the ability to complete the full process of the off-chain ZK processing flow through on-chain smart contracts. And then finally, the usability with full UI and UX demonstrations. So here it will be evaluated whether the implementation is usable with a comprehensive UI and UX demonstration. That means you should build a prototype that can be used without any issues. Maybe like Chef Momo and also Mo, if you want to share more about the judging criteria, what you think it's important that hackers should do when it comes to like building. Maybe you can share a bit more what you would like to see and what's important in terms of the judging.
Yeah, so I think the key areas would be like the complete implementation, which is the completeness, is something very key for the judging for us, and then the end-to-end functionality. Yeah, so I think these 2 points again are the key which we'll be looking at in terms of the submissions from the hackers. And yeah, definitely uniqueness, like I mentioned, we did specify some of the ideas, but anything above and beyond that would definitely is something that we're looking forward to. And then yeah, we'll use some brownie points. So yeah, otherwise it's laid out very clearly on what's expected from this hackathon.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. And yeah.
All right. So next, the key dates. I mentioned them before, but okay, the judges. So it's important that like your product is very like accessible. So like make sure that like in a bit I will go through the submission process, but also make sure that the judges can see like all of the information, that your GitHub repo is open source, it's public, that they can see your underlying code, but also your prototype should be very accessible. Like it shouldn't be too hard for the judges to like verify what you've built. Ideally, you have a clickable dummy, some type of website where the judges can test out your product. Yeah, so make it easy for the judges and keep in mind all the different judging criteria. So here the key dates is today the opening ceremony, then there will be a workshop on hook creation. So please stay tuned, like on the 9th of September, very important date, is a workshop. And then the submission closes on the 30th of September. On the 7th of October, finalists are getting announced. And then there's like demo sessions from the finalists from 10th to 17th of October. And winners will get announced on the 24th of October. Here you can see like the different workshops, opening ceremony, and here is the developer resources. So that's where you can find all of the information about the underlying tech documentation. So maybe Chef Momo and Mo, please share a bit more like what hackers should do if there's like any type of issues, like where they can reach out, or what they should do in terms of like any struggles.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think for both, PancakeSwap team and us, we're very active in the Telegram and Discord support channels. And, for this hackathon, we will also create a dedicated channel in our Discord server to answer any question from the hackers if they encounter any issue integrating SDK or integrating with V4 architecture.
Okay, so hackers, make sure that you join like the PancakeSwap Discord and also the Brevis Network Discord. Ask any type of questions over there and also join their Telegram. But you should also check out their SDK and different documentation. I think next we can go through the submission process. So like here, I'm on the DoraHacks page. If you are new to DoraHacks, you can always like go to hackathons, and then it should be here, like at one of the different hackathons, and then or you can just go on dorahacks.io/hackathon/v4 Hookathon. What you need to do is on the top right, you can log in with your GitHub, with email, with a wallet. It's quite straightforward, and once that is done, you need to like click on register as a hacker. Then you can like fill out different information, a short introduction about yourself, and then that's it. So now you have registered for the hackathon. What you need to do is you need to submit your biddle in the next step. You can either click on here or go back and click on like submit biddle. You will need to click here on apply with existing biddle, and you will see like your biddle that you have created. But if you not have done it before, you simply click on create a new biddle, and that's what we're going to do right now. So intent hook, let's call it like that. Here we can just like upload a image. And a short description. So making DeFi smoother through cool hooks. That's what the judge is going to see like as a vision or as a headline for your project. And then next you can do a description. So it's very important to have it very detailed, because that's what judges are going to see. So you can include a header, you can make it bold and so forth. You can have it like bulleted, listed, numbered, listed. You can include links pointing to different types of links that you have, but also include images like screenshots and also videos in this description. Then you need to select a category, and let's say here you can also select DeFi and a chain. And next, it's very important that you include a link to your GitHub. make sure that your code is open source. That means like judge is gonna see that what you've built, like if it's not open source, they cannot verify what you've done. And then next you need to include a link to your website. That could be a clickable dummy or prototype. And here you can also upload a demo video. I think it's very good that you showcase your product, but also describe like the business logic, like how it's using hooks, like what's the reasoning behind it, why you build it, and what type of problems you're solving. And here you can include more information about your team. So and if you do work with different team members, like not as a solo hacker, you can just like invite them by adding their email. If they don't have an account yet, you can just like invite them and they can sign up within a very short period of time. It's quite straightforward and very simple. And if you're like recruiting team members, you can state that like looking for a designer, for instance. That's indicating that you're looking for a designer. Here you can include different links to your social media and your Telegram. So that's quite straightforward. What we created is a project called Intent Hook. And now we click on Submit Build and Back. And here it should now disappear on the existing. Maybe we need to refresh the page, but now it's here, the intent hook. And we can select this track, which is like the open track. Once that is done, you click on Submit Hackathon application. And now that's like all you need to do. And the team will review your application if it is successful. So maybe it takes some time until it is accepted. So make sure that you take care of like all the submission criteria, judging criteria, and after a while it should disappear on the hackathon page and you will be able to modify the details of your hackathon project. But that's it. And yeah, that's all in terms of like the submission process.
Amazing. Thank you for the intro. I think that's very clear.
Okay. And if there's like any other issues, like on the bottom are ways to reach out to DoraHacks, and we support hackers in terms of the submission. But it should be straightforward and hackers will be able to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ian, for covering the logistics side of the hackathon. I think if not sure if you have covered all, but if you did, then I'm happy to kind of jump in and maybe give a quick introduction overall, using a slides to kind of discuss with the hackers online, and also will join in the future what we're looking for in this particular hackathon, what in general we're trying to build. Of course, there will be a lot more details covered in the workshops. But I think it might be useful to spend like maybe 15 minutes in this opening ceremony to let everyone get on the same page in terms of what we're building in this hackathon. So
sounds very good. So feel free to share your screen, and yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, let me kind of I just clicked present in this live stream thing. Let's see if this works. Okay, awesome. So, well, what we're trying to do here is to really kind of build data-driven DAXs powered by PancakeSwap's V4 architecture based on Hook, and also Brevis ZK coprocessor. Now, I'm going to try to kind of give an introduction by combining both of these very interesting things together, because after all, this is what this hackathon is about. So, but before I introduce like what is a V4 architecture, what is a Hook, and what is coprocessor, because they all share the same kind of a concept and theme of asynchronous processing and the kind of co-processing, let's take a look at the origin ideas of like co-processors in general, from the evolution of internet. So web before 2000 was actually built on the synchronous architecture, where you have a web server that the web server is just handling everything, and every request is processed one at a time, and it was a monolithic server that does everything. It was very clear back then the monolithic server doesn't really scale, because now we have like a lot of users trying to query the same thing from the same server, and oftentimes the web server just crashes. And how we solve this challenge in the entire web industry or internet industry back in the early 2000s was to introduce this modern architecture based on asynchrony and modular design, right? So the concept of modular design and asynchronous design is very simple, which is like, let's treat the web server as a very, very thin piece of software that just acts as a coordinator and hosts some very core logic of the web serving logic. But let's put a lot of business logics away from this single point of coordination point. Let's say if you want to do some big data service, AI, inference, database service, authentication, on all of that, let's put all of those in specialized back-end service components. And the web server is just acting as a coordinator to call in to these services as through asynchronous calls, and then wait for the result to come back from these services via callbacks, right? So this is how Web 2 really scaled in the last 20 years, and this is also how we see the entire Web 3 will also scale by modularization and by asynchronous computation. So if you look at Web 3 today, we're actually in a situation that is worse than Web 2 before 2000. So we have this kind of a synchronized architecture for every single smart contract applications, where a single smart contract often handles every computation. It is not possible to extend that functionality at all, and it is not possible to introduce any more complicated computation than simple kind of calculation, logics, access, and rewrites. You cannot even do any kind of a data analysis on blockchain smart contract today directly, right? So if you look at every single DeFi project, there's no way that you can extend DeFi project functionality, in any way possible. But what so like, let's say in the past, right? So like for PancakeSwap and for any other DEX in the market, if you want to build something like this, if you want to say, okay, we want to reward a loyal trader who traded more than 10,000 trades, like let's say a $30 million volume in the last 30 days, by rewarding this loyal trader, to reward this loyal trader, we want to give the loyal trader a 50% trading fee discount in the next month. So this simple logic exists in every centralized exchange, but doesn't really exist in any of the decentralized exchanges until, like, let's say, PancakeSwap before, was because that we built this entire architecture as a monolithic architecture. So there's no way you can say you want this kind of a plug-in functionality that customizes the user behavior and user experience based on their historical behavior. That's one reason. That is, like, from kind of a smart contract and from a DeFi protocol level, there's no possibility to do that. Now, the second level is actually cost. Let's say even if you do have the capability to somehow ingest the data and ingest the insight about user behavior into your protocol, calculating the fact a user actually traded a lot of volume in the last 30 days is actually super, super hard, and it's extremely costly, right? So, just as example, on any kind of a DEX stack here, it takes like about 8 hours and 40K in transaction fee to calculate just the trading volume of a single trader with like 1,000 trades. It's insanely expensive. So, what we're trying to do together with PancakeSwap here is to introduce a modular DeFi stack, and with Brevis to power this modular DeFi stack with very powerful asynchronous computing via off-chain verifiable computation. So now we treat the blockchain as this very, very thin coordination layer for off-chain computing. And if you do want to do some very complex computation,
you just simply offload that computation to Brevis. We have ZK coprocessor, ZKML, ZKVM components on the Brevis stack. But for this hackathon, what we care most about is the ZK coprocessor component, which allows the smart contract to access and compute on any type of historical on-chain data. Now, the computation can be done off-chain, no problem. But if there's no one to receive that computation result on-chain, then the computation is useless, right? So now this is where PancakeSwap v4's architecture really shines. That is like, you have this capability to plug in and add this type of additional functionality to your swap pool at different swap locations or different, kind of swap lifecycle points. Let's say if you want to kind of inject a certain type of new functionality to adjust the fee before the swap happens, you can actually use a hook to call out to a hook contract and look up what is the logic of the fee adjustment and kind of come back to the core logic of the swap. So this is really enabled by the beautiful modular architecture of Pancake v4. And, by combining this type of modular DeFi architecture with the ZK coprocessor, you can do a lot of amazing and interesting things, right? So if we come back to the, very simple example let's say we come back to this very simple example of, the trader loyalty program with Pancake v4 and Brevis. How this works would now become that, as a developer, you can write a Brevis-powered off-chain computation logic that is a ZK verified and the trust-free end-to-end. And from a smart contract perspective, you can just call a get trading volume smart contract function, and this will invoke the off-chain computation process in Brevis and produce a zero, not only just the computation result, but also a zero-knowledge proof that you can submit back to the blockchain to convince to the blockchain that, hey, this particular trader indeed had this many trade events, and the added the sum of the trade events volume is actually let's say $3 million. And you can record that in your PancakeSwap v4's hook contract. And you can imagine the hook contract now becomes like a kind of a state tracking of the VIP status tracking device, right? So you basically have the capability to say, okay, now I verified through the ZK proof that this user traded this much, and therefore the user is qualified for certain type of a discount in the future. And now if a user make another swap, because of the hook architecture, before the swap is actually completed, it will actually look up and look into the hook contract and see what is the logic to modify the fee if there's any. Now, if there is a hit that this particular user is a VIP user, then the fee will be reduced on the fly. So from a user perspective, the user will get reduce the fee as they trade more. So this will actually tremendously help the liquidity efficiency, for the entire market, because we expect a lot of professional market makers to benefit from this and produce a much more efficient market structure, for the entire DEX world. And Pancake is definitely leading the way here. And this type of architecture that is it requires, for example, if you want to build something that access this type of historical data, kind of a single user trading volume or individual user trading volume in Brevis, it is combined with PancakeSwap. It is very possible and viable because the cost profile of this is also extremely low. So, to just kind of quickly go through some of the potential hook ideas, right? So the trading volume based fee discount is the example that I just mentioned. You can compute the trading volume in ZK proof using Brevis and write the volume to a hook contract, is basically effectively acting as a VIP table to record who is a VIP. And when making a swap in the future, this hook contract will become a before swap hook, and you can look up the VIP table and reduce the fee for the user, right? So that's one thing, one possible thing. And another example is LVR compensation based on market volatility. We all know what LVR is, and we know this is hurting the yield of the passive liquidity providers in AMMs. But because sometimes the market can be volatile, and because of the centralized exchange to decentralized exchange arbitrage, you actually lose a lot of value on the fly due to this kind of due to the fact that you're not capturing the market volatility. But with Brevis and the PancakeSwap, you can now have a liquidity pool that is powered and that has the functionality to dynamically adjust the fee based on historical volatility of the trading pair. So if the volatility becomes high, then the fee can increase, and this is effectively allowing the liquidity provider to capture a bigger spread and also higher fees. And what you can also do with this architecture is that you can build new type of mining reward programs, not based on the time length of your liquidity deposit or your LP's liquidity deposit, but instead you directly target the thing you want to incentivize, which is like how much the fee, how much how much each LP can generate the fee for the protocol and for the pool, right? So you can essentially distribute the farming reward based on the amount of fee generated instead of the time length, which increase the pool efficiency hopefully as well. And if you are a protocol builder and you want to incentivize DEX liquidity and DEX trading volume for your protocol token, what you can do is to essentially have the way to say, okay, if you're already a holder of our token, and it means you have obviously a very clear use case to buy and sell these tokens. So you can actually have token holding based fee discount as well by allowing each of the traders to generate a ZK proof for their historical time-weighted average of your token holding. And you can do ideal free trade based on on-chain OG status and user acquisition through on-chain user profiling to basically say, now I'm launching this new pool. I'm giving everyone who matches certain profile, let's say everyone who have traded this much in some other exchanges to actually come to my pool, and will kind of get reduced the fee and a bigger farming reward. And these type of kind of user-driven and data-driven feature will be definitely possible using both PancakeSwap v4 architecture combined with Brevis. So this is kind of just a very quick walkthrough of the exciting things you can potentially build by combining the powerful v4 architecture that is modular and plug-in based and the Brevis ZK coprocessor. But if you want to learn a lot more, we will, both of us will give a very detailed introduction and tutorial about how you can build hooks from from scratch, and how to combine hooks architecture with off-chain verifiable computing powered by Brevis. So yeah, that's just kind of a quick introduction.
Sounds very good. So let's give the audience some time to digest. I think it was a lot of information. Chef Momo, anything on your end that you want to share about PancakeSwap or v4 hooks right now? Or if not, you could also do it at the workshops.
Yeah, sure. So I think Mo covered it, kind of most of it, but yeah, I think so. Yeah, with this hackathon, we would love to explore the potential of both Pancakes V4 and Brevis to create something which is impactful, because both the platforms offer tremendous customization and flexibility on their own, right? So V4, as you all might know, supports hooks. And just to give a brief about hooks to maybe people who are not aware, that these are external smart contracts that could be developed by anyone, and that can be seamlessly integrated with the liquidity pools, and then basically add customized or tailored functionality to the liquidity pools. And through these hooks, they allow the developers to execute specific logic before and after key actions such as swaps, position modifications. So you can kind of insert chunks of codes or logics before and after these actions, which will be automatically executed during the life cycle of the liquidity pool. And thereby it enables a lot of innovative features such as dynamic fees, which could then kind of increase the yield or reduce the LVR for the LPs, impermanent loss mitigation, which is what I mentioned, and then much more in terms of oracles, in terms of active liquidity management. So yeah, it kind of gives a lot of customization to the liquidity pools and creative solutions that could be built through hooks on PancakeSwap V4. And then, like Mo mentioned, if you combine that with Brevis, which kind of enables the historical data querying, uh, it could result into a lot of advanced use cases, such as like we discussed right now previously, the loyalty programs for the users, trading discount on central exchanges, and much more. So for the developers here, PancakeSwap V4 is going live soon. And this hackathon, I guess, presents the perfect opportunity to build. So yeah, just putting it out there that it's not just the hackathon, but you could kind of further use the efforts here to build when we're live and deployed. Yeah.
Maybe you could also share a bit more, like besides of the hackathon rewards and incentives, like what you would offer, like long-term wise, like beyond the hackathon, how you could
Yeah,
support
sure.
like, coders that build something meaningful and useful for like the PancakeSwap ecosystem.
Yeah. So I think through this hackathon, if you're able to get like hands-on experience with V4 and hooks development, it's going to be pretty rewarding, because hooks have the capability to charge a fee as well, which presents long-term revenue opportunity for the hook developer, and they can benefit from the order flow and the user base of PancakeSwap. So yeah, that's quite lucrative. And we're also planning some interesting programs for the hook developers that could further boost the incentives for them. So yeah, stay tuned for the announcements, but yeah, it's still like WIP right now. So I guess in short, like if yeah, getting involved now will help you make the most of these opportunities when we launch, right? So yeah, that's, I think, the benefits from this hackathon besides the rewards.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds
definitely. I think the impact is like the biggest thing, right? So like, because PancakeSwap is not just any DEX; it has millions of users, and it's really kind of widely used and has a lot of trading volume. If you want, enter into this, very, very importantly, just like from kind of a PancakeSwap ecosystem builder's perspective, it's becoming this very open modularized like kind of architecture. And if you want to make an impact with your code and the solution, then this is like the real good opportunity there. And we are also here to definitely support. And from this hackathon, where we're looking for who we're looking for are like basically excellent builders who have a great idea that may be able to we may be able to kind of cultivate and together and collaborate on and build into kind of full-fledged product. So the prices are great, but we're really kind of also looking for long-term builders that we can potentially work together as long-term partners here.
Yeah, I think it's a very good opportunities for builders to be part of like this first batch of hooks ecosystem projects and build some very meaningful and nice hooks. Like there's not much out there yet, but I think it's like a lot of potential. People can build whatever they feel like they want to build, and it's useful for users for like the DeFi ecosystem. So I'm very excited about the outcome of this hackathon and what hackers are going to build here. Maybe we could wrap it up soon. So let's move over to the Q&A session. Let's see if there's like any questions from the audience. I think it was like a lot of content in the last like 45 minutes. Also, maybe you can share more about any type of further collaboration between PancakeSwap and Brevis, like if you're planning to do also like other initiatives in the future.
Yeah, so I would say I think it's just the beginning. I think working with Brevis and its talented team has been incredible, and we definitely hope to collaborate on more exciting projects in the future. Yeah, so right now I think this is the focus for us, and we look forward to more opportunities in the future.
Same here, for sure.
So that sounds very good. I think there's like for now no more questions from the audience. For the guys in the audience, like you can just like rewatch it anytime. As I mentioned before, on the 9th of September, there's the first workshop about V4 hook creation. And please stay tuned. Pay attention to the workshop. Subscribe to our channels like YouTube and Binance Live to not miss out on the workshop on the 9th of September. In the meanwhile, I would suggest that like all hackers join the Brevis Discord and the PancakeSwap Discord in order to get feedback and support. There's one question: should the loyalty use cases be about the use of the whole Pancake ecosystem or just the specific pool the hook is attached to?
Yeah, I think it's like you can do both. Yeah, so definitely the hook will be attached to a pool, but you could choose to incentivize that there's some other similar pair on some other chain, and then you want to use some data based on that, or some other PancakeSwap ecosystem data points, and then reward the user based on that particular pool or the token. Yeah, you can. It's just an open-ended problem. Now, feel free to. I mean, the approach. So the objective should be like at the end of it, the users, which are the LPs and swappers, should kind of benefit the most. And yeah, I mean the intent should be to like the alignment should be for benefits of the users, as well as, I mean, it should be kind of utility and not just anything in terms of the loyalty program or the incentivization mechanism, right? So it should make sense,
Yeah.
because if it makes sense, then it will be adopted by the users, meaning the order flow and the liquidity will not come in like automatically. It will have to make sense. And yeah, so yeah, it's an open-ended problem, but just think about on how we can maximize the benefits for the users.
Okay. And then there is another question about the submission of multiple projects, like whether hackers can submit multiple projects or if they should just build one project which contains like all the information. So in case users would submit more than one project, could they qualify for more than one prizes, or would you just want to see them to build like one project?
I mean, like, we're definitely not object to kind of multiple submissions here, but we do want to refer to the expected kind of quality of the submission, and I think oftentimes it's like it's more important to the submission to be complete. Let's say, as we both mentioned, that this hackathon is is a hackathon with like prizes for sure, and we will definitely reward everyone who participated and submit the result with good quality. But at the same time, we are also looking for teams that we can potentially work together in much longer term. So I think kind of from a global optimization perspective, prioritizing the completeness of the submission is definitely more important. But having said that, the if the first submission is already quite complete and also with a lot of content in it already, then generating another submission is definitely not against the rule. So we're more than happy to see what you guys can build, with different ideas for sure.
Okay, that sounds very good. Yeah, I think that would be it in terms of the questions. As I mentioned before, for the audience, join the Brevis Discord, join the PancakeSwap Discord to get more developer support. Do you have like any final remarks, anything you forgot to mention and you would like to mention?
Well, I guess if there's anything, then definitely join us in the workshop, and this is going to be a great opportunity for you guys to get it. Get first. If you haven't really learned how to build hooks in PancakeSwap V4 architecture, then this is a great opportunity to learn that, because PancakeSwap V4 hooks is going to be a very, very exciting ecosystem. And there will be a lot of opportunity and value capture opportunity down the road. So if you're interested in that modular DeFi architecture, definitely join the workshops. And also for Brevis, if you want to learn more about ZK and off-chain computing, verifiable computing using ZK in general. Of course, you don't actually need to know anything about like ZK circuit writing. We'll kind of keep the workshop very, very informative as well for you to learn how to actually build data-driven applications, with this type of ZK coprocessors that we're building. So definitely join the workshop, even if you don't want to build it, or if you haven't decided where to build yet. Maybe through the workshop, you will find out like what kind of things would be interesting for you guys to build. And we are very available, through all of our channels. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah, likewise. So please be at the workshop. And then, like I mentioned previously, so both Brevis and PancakeSwap V4 are very powerful and flexible in their own way. So it's just not the hackathon, but it's an opportunity to kind of upskill, or maybe kind of learn the tech stack, so that going forward, I think it's going to benefit you a lot going forward. So I think it's the right time to kind of jump in. And given the rewards, yeah, it makes sense as well in terms of incentives. So yeah, look forward to see you at the workshop, and yeah, excited to see the submissions coming in.
All right, so thank you everyone for joining us today, and see you at the workshop on the 9th of September. And feel also free to subscribe to our channels to not miss out on any of the upcoming sessions. So happy hacking, and see you guys soon.
Thank you, Yan, for hosting. Thank you, Momo.
Yeah, thanks, Ian. Yeah,
Thank you guys. See you.
thanks, everyone.
See you.
Bye-bye.